Hello everyone, welcome to the race preview for the Aragon GP. And this weekend could be quite pivotal in terms of where the World Championship is going to go. Fabio Quartararo is so far ahead in the World Championship. He's got a 65-point lead over Suzuki's Joan Mir. And this weekend really could solidify Quartararo's championship. You know, if he wins this race and say Mir or Bagnaia or Zarco are all outside the top 5, you may as well give him the trophy, because this one is... It's a track where Quartararo struggled last year in 2020 for both rounds. But this is a different Fabio Quartararo that we have. He is rapid. He is just super consistent. His mindset going into a race weekend is just so different compared to last year. We've seen last year he got very frustrated a lot in practice when he didn't do the fastest lap time. He would come in, he would be gesturing to his team that he wasn't happy. But this year he goes out in each practice session and just treats it like a race run. He's so fast when it gets to FP4, and I think that if he can nail it this weekend, we could see a repeat of Silverstone where he just gets out front and basically takes the race by the scruff of the neck and goes. But who else is going to challenge this weekend? Well, I'm going to start off with Honda. That doesn't necessarily mean that Honda are going to be up there racing Fabio, but history does suggest that Honda really like this circuit. You know, we look at last year, Alex Marquez got second place here in the first round, and in the second round, the Teruel round last year, Taka Nakagami got pole position, but unfortunately crashed out on the opening lap when leading. So Honda have a bit of form here. And you look back previous years, Marc Marquez has won in 2019, 18, 17, 2016 and 2013. So history suggests that Marquez loves this circuit. He's very fast around anti-clockwise circuits, so left-handed corners, and predominantly he just excels around them. So could we see Marquez fight for the win? Absolutely, but it really depends on the weekend that they're going to have. Can they get something dialed in quick enough for this circuit? It's yet to be known, but I think that the real dark horse going to this weekend, as the pace suggests and the numbers suggest, if you do MotoGP Fantasy, I'm going to give you a little tip. This one, put Alex Marquez in your team, because I think that he'll go under the radar this weekend. He does struggle in qualifying, that is his weakness, but come the race, he just flies. He proved it at Silverstone, 17th to 8th place. He's just slowly getting there with the Honda, and I wouldn't be surprised if he got a top 5 this weekend. But yeah, stick him in your team, but don't blame me if it doesn't go well. So yeah, moving swiftly on, we'll start with Aprilia. You know, fantastic podium last time out, and at least Espargaro will look to continue his strong form. But we have Maverick Vinales, who's doing his first race with Aprilia, and all eyes will mostly be on Maverick to see how he's going to go this weekend. Do I think he can get a top 5? Possibly, yes. Top 10 is my sort of limit for him. I think that if he can get inside the top 10 and say have a 5 to 6 second gap to first, I think that will be a really positive step. But it's yet to be seen what he's going to be like on a race weekend, so everyone will be watching the times closely and waiting for the race. Ducati, a track that they have mixed results around. They won here in 2010. That was the only time that they have won around this circuit, and it's a weird one. I think their bike does suit round here. Dovizioso proved it in 2019. He was 11th to 2nd, and it's just little things with their bike. It's really dependent on tyre life, and Bagnaia has struggled a lot with this. So has Miller and Zarco in previous rounds. So I'm unsure on what way they're going to go. But can they just get a consistent weekend? That's the key with everybody. They're so far behind Quartararo because he's so fast throughout the weekend, and it leaves them playing catch up in the race. But can Ducati get some momentum going into these last few rounds? Because I can't see anyone stopping Quartararo. Bagnaia has looked probably the most comfortable when it comes to practice, but then in a race it just comes off, and he has these issues with tyres, and it's unexplainable, to be honest, because Bagnaia is so fast, and he will get his MotoGP win eventually. But will it be this weekend? I don't know. And then we look at KTM, of course. KTM, I think, will go okay. It's just if they can get the bike working pretty much from first practice, I think Binder will always be a great shout for the race, and he will always come through and just do Brad Binder things and get inside the top 6 like he always does late on. But yeah, it's going to be a good race weekend. I think that we've got a lot of potential for an exciting one, unless Fabio Quartararo decides to do Fabio Quartararo things and just goes up the road by 5 seconds. But yeah, let me know your predictions in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to Crash MotoGP for more content. Check out the MotoGP podcast with Keith Few and Harry Benjamin and Peter McLaren, and I will see you on Sunday for the race review.